Welcome to Feisty Chess. I have black against Norm Dreama. E4. All right, let's play E5. I'm going to play a tournament soon, and I'm probably not going to bring out the Alekhine defense. It hasn't served me well in tournament play. So we'll go E5. Leave it up to white. What do we got here? King's Gambit? Center game? Danish Gambit? Vienna Game? Or Knight F3? 9 out of 10 Knight F3. Okay, Bishop's Game. We'll probably go to two knights here. I generally just play Knight C6 because I haven't learned the system of Knight F6. He'll probably play Knight F3, but he could go Knight C3 and go into the Vienna. And that's what we're doing. Okay, another knight comes out. And the Vienna Gambit here, F4, is not as good once these... once my knights are both out. A3. Okay. I can go bishop C4, C5. I don't see a reason not to. He wants to get B4 in, but yeah, let's get the bishop out there and active. Bishop E7 is a little safer, but it's feisty chess after all. Let's blow this up a little bit. There we go. Okay, just off a quick win against a center counter game gone wrong as white, so happy here. I think I equalized as soon as white played A3. Unless that's some system I don't know about. I know in the four knights, white has an A3 move, which is not to be underestimated. Okay. Let's play D6. And if he wants to go knight here and take off my bishop, that's just going to be how it is, I guess. I never feel like taking the time to play A6 to make sanctuary for my bishop on A7. That might be the right move in a lot of these positions, or a good move at least, but I just like getting my pieces out. My style is a little feistier than trying to hang on to all my pieces. Is just getting my next piece out. So D6 gets my bishop out. I'm going to wait on castling on the king side here. If he goes with a bishop G5 with the pin idea, I might have H6 and G5 ideas. Okay. He's bringing it. F4. All right. So I've played the Vienna for a long time, so I should be able to navigate this pretty well. Bishop takes G1 is tempting, but I'm pretty sure it's not much good. He wants to play F5. Bishop E6 is a solid way to play here. Nothing wrong with that. Is there any way I can exploit this, though? Have knight takes E4 or anything like that? I don't. Take on F4, then just bishop takes, and then queen H4 check would be, even if it were legal. I just have bishop G3. Looking at bishop G4, just get that piece out with a little tempo. Bishop G1 is tempting. I could just castle, and I think I'm looking at f5 and weathering a pretty bad kingside attack. There's a6. Actually, I don't have to do anything immediately. But yeah, I like the look of bishop e6. Just get our pieces out. This makes a moderate positional threat of taking and him kind of losing his pawn center. Bishop g4 was probably the way to go here. And if he ever plays a knight in here, I've got knight d4. But I just see it kind of simplifying, actually. If he wants to take, I'm happy to recapture with my f-pawn. And then once I castle, I have an open f-file for my rook. White might not get castled on kingside in that case, especially with my bishop staring down at g1. White may not intend to castle kingside at all now. I may not either. Next move might be queen out to either of these squares, and then I'm very flexible in terms of where my king's going to live. I might not have time to analyze this one afterwards. Okay, he goes for it. Quick recapture. Now, if he tries this, I might just have to deal with doubled pawns in the center. I'll be fine with that. I think I'll take with a pawn. Because I'll have open lines for my my pieces. I'll have ideas like queen d4. Castling will open up the f-file for my rook. Well, it'll always be open. The other alternative is if he takes here, I take with a knight. That runs into the fork trick, which is no good. So in order to make that work, I'd have to take this knight first, but then that gives white options. He can take this knight right now, and then I got to save my bishop, and he gets g6, and that looks terrible for me because there's checks and everything. Okay, so he wants to go for that. Well, I could just castle. I could take on g1. He really wants me to take on g1. There's no bishop pair to give up anymore. I'm going to let him have that. I'm just going to get castled. If he wants to take the time to do that, he's a long ways from castling either side here. So if he can take that bishop, I'll happily open up this file for my queen. I can always undouble these pawns at least. I might have a weakness here on e6. But I got a lot going for me. I mean, look at his pieces. He's got nothing developed. Everything of mine is developed except my queen, and my queen kind of is already. All right, he's going to undevelop for me. He's going to help me further develop here, I should say. So, any other ideas? I think we just take with our knight. Yeah. Yeah, we're looking good here. Bishop f4. I'm wondering about queen d4. Okay. Queen d4, he's got a knight e2 to scare me off, but it's queen b2 there. How about I just hit that bishop? I think that's a good idea. I'd love for you to take that knight, and then I get everything rocking, and you've got all your pieces on the back rank. I'm threatening a mate. And that okay, I like this. I can get a knight to f4 here. Yeah, this is a real clamp on d4. My knight is deceptively secure, so he guards this pawn. Knight f3, my plan is knight f4. Well, let's just do it. It gets a little wild because he's got knight takes e5, but that can't be good if he hasn't castled. I've got that. I'm not sure that's the way to go, though. It might be better if he goes knight e5. It might be better for me to bring my f knight, my back knight here to h5. Yeah, it's the best piece on the board. Maybe he just needs to take it. Then he has the center, more or less. All right, do I go knight h5 now and let him take on e5? No, that's no good. I need to guard e5. Where's my queen going? e7 or d6? Let's just do e7. Maybe you'll get a rook on that file. Knight h4 looks pretty good for him here. I got queen. I got different ideas. Maybe she was better on d6. And then she'd be lined up with the bishop. So still got my knight h5 plan. It's getting dark in here. I guess that's just the way it is. What's his plan there? I don't know. Where's my knight want to go? Let's do this. He goes bishop f2. That seems to be some kind of a victory for me. If he puts a bishop here, I'll play g5. I'll do it. And then it'll be bishop back to f2. If he takes on f4, I'll just recapture with my other knight. Okay, here comes g5. I wanted to play that anyway. I'm really shutting down his bishop here. We're putting a hard clamp down on it. Yeah, we might as well play this. And maybe like queen e6 to g4 could stir up some trouble. He's really cramped on the king side here. So he'll probably end up with, say, like knight to e1 if I do this. That clears the e1 square, so he can defend g2 like that. That's a pretty good plan for him. So maybe instead I go knight f6 to g4 here. That looks like a good idea. Yeah. Okay, and now that maybe forces him to play h3. Maybe. We might want to get king h7 in. Got to get this other rook in the game. Okay, he goes for that. Well, I think that knight's done his job. Maybe he wants to go back to h5. Yeah, I don't see why not. And if he goes king h7, then maybe we charge in with g4. Does that look terrible? Probably not that good. Maybe start with queen e6, and then we're planning g4. Okay. All right. Well, let's. I'll come back. I'll repeat if you do. He goes g4, then I think I push h4, h5. Knight g4, I push h5 here. It does allow him to f5, though. Maybe I should just take. Unclear. It's giving him something to think about, at least. Actually, I had my chance to play g4 right here. I missed that. Okay. It's going to do like that. Well, I'll just make a useful move with my king. If the G file is going to open up, I'll take with the G pawn, and then I'll have the G file to attack his king. Mm-hmm. Well, that doesn't prevent this knight here, though. So I think the knight still wants to come here. And now I'm threatening knight takes h3 check, winning his queen. Bishop back to f2. Oh, he goes there. Ooh, this is another fork. So if he takes with the queen, I win his queen with knight e2 check. Tricky knights. Right, he goes for that. That can't be any better, can it? I'm just upper rook with a monster knight on g3. How to play this? I'm just threatening to play queen d4, check. Get in there and trade queens. Just no need to get fancy here. This would be weakening if you played c. Okay. All right. Couple quick wins here. Let me see if I've got time to look at this. I better get going. But anyway, thank you for the game, Norm Dreama. That was a fun one. Stay feisty, folks.